Yeah, too slow on the camera. Well, here's another one that's, well, hard to identify the species, but genus is easy. Tiny little dried up crabapple looking things about the size of a cherry, and big ass thorns, and sometimes even compound thorns like they would be on a hawthorn tree. My first guess would be cockspur hawthorn. It's hard to tell. The few dead leaves I'm seeing on this tree are things that fell from other trees and got hung up there. Well, here, yeah, because it doesn't have the lobed leaves. Whoop. This is one that somebody pruned on it. Yeah, I'd go with the cockspur. Cockspur are the ones I'm used to seeing these compound ones on anyway. But very neat tree. The fruits can actually be fairly tasty. Not very big, but better than a lot of other survival foods if you come down to it. The birds will come and pick up these last few probably before they fall off. There are probably many more that were picked off earlier. Yeah. Still at the top end of the other lobe of that field, so see if anything else pops out. Not sure what this is, but you can tell by the way that the seed pods are on this. And this is most likely some sort of a mustard. Well, even the seeds on most mustards are edible, but that's why they're so invasive, the non-native ones. They produce a ton of seeds. And they'll grow almost anywhere. Okay, now here we have this, I believe it's an aspen tree here, split off up there. Here's the split off piece. But gives you a chance to get an up close look. This guy looks more like a bigtooth, but he's definitely an aspen. But you can see the, go around here. See the buds starting to open. They're all fuzzy little things here. And your aspens and your poplars, just like your willows that they're related to, tend to have fuzzy little flowers that will end up dropping a bunch of fuzzy little seeds all over the place, mostly in early spring for most species. So I believe these are the flowers just starting to come out, almost like a pussy willow at this stage. So totally broke off, hasn't died yet. It's still alive. It might linger for a few more months and might even try to take root, but I doubt it. Willows are really good at that. Poplars a little bit less. So, but thought that was interesting. You don't always get to see this going on because it only happens on bigger trees and farther up in the trees. So it's kind of funny at this stage where they're just breaking through. They almost remind me of popcorn, but like a half popcorn kernel. But at any rate, yeah, the only leaves I'm finding around this down tree are Quaking Aspen with the smaller serrations. So like I said, they look very similar. So you know, you describe them the same way, but one's a little rougher looking than the other. So this is actually a Quaking Aspen that fell down. Just a cool little creek. Cool mossy log. Main trail's down that way. Just saw a little side shoot. I don't know if you can make it out, but kind of continues that way. Pretty big cherry tree there. There's another branch going up there. You can kind of see where I came from. I walk in the woods enough, I can see the trail pretty clearly going that way, but yeah, not a very well used trail, possibly an abandoned trail just going back. Yeah, that cherry tree over there's got to be 2 feet in diameter, at least at the bottom, and well, I'm not sure. It might hit 100 feet, but I doubt it. But still a pretty nice cherry tree. Nicer than most of them. See some dead branches up there, so I'm guessing he's got a little bit of rot in the center, but still nice. And you got some sort of a hawthorn or something growing on the bank there. You can tell by the thorns on it. I'll move on, see what else I can find. Just thought the little hollow was neat. It's the base of a tree. Another tree with moss all the way around the base. And actually more of it growing better over here on the south side. Yeah, trail's getting kind of hard to follow. Might not even be much of a trail, might just be where they drove through here with a tractor when they logged this thing 50 years ago. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's been logged more recently than that. Most of this stuff is almost all very young and spindly, although these cherry trees are nice and big. Another nice big cherry tree right there. It's one of the bigger ones I've seen around here. But yeah, another clump of Christmas fern here, kind of beat down by the snow. More over here, some other, what kind of fern that is, some sort of bracken fern or something mixed in. Some nice mossy logs. You can definitely see that at least the animals still use this as a trail, because you can see the little gap in the moss there where they cross over. And you can more or less see the trail going off that way. Yeah, with this much daylight, I'm pretty confident going down little game trails and stuff. So, there's some nice moss-covered logs out here. Some ground pine. Some hemlocks in the distance. Don't see any hemlock trying to come up on these. Here's our old friend, the partridgeberry, kind of straggling over. Still don't see any berries. Keep on seeing it, not seeing any berries. Another one over here coming up. Usually they have the flowers and then the berries at the ends. You can see these little hair-like things. That's the little, oh, you can see a little bit of dust there. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but that's the moss there giving off its spores to reproduce. But yep. Moving on, I'll turn on the camera if I find some more interesting stuff. Didn't go far at all, just some really interesting lichen here. Kind of crusty at the moment. It's kind of a symbiotic algae and fungus and whatever else growing together. Almost looked like it was growing on the fern there for a minute. But another little partridgeberry trying to work its way through. More of it over there on that rock. And some more on the ground there. Just, it's like a Brillo pad right now, but they get a little bit moister and a little bit softer during the year. Well, onwards and upwards. Okay, here I am. I'm close to a pretty decent sized hemlock there. And I was checking out this log over here to see if there were some baby trees starting on it. But you can see there's a couple of pals, like this one right here. And another one over there. And another little one over there. Chipmunks and red squirrels and that will do that. They'll have their favorite little place to sit and eat. And you'll have a whole little pile of stuff like that. They'll also collect pine cones and acorns and such and hide them inside of hollow logs and things like that. And don't see any over here, but trying to look farther down here. Yeah, I don't see any on the other side of the trail here, but yeah, definitely right here. And you can see these are like little, they're the scales from the cone. So they come here and they sit there and they pick them apart, and they just got their favorite place to sit while they're doing it. And you can kind of see the wear on the moss even. Got a little worn spot where they hop up and munch. And over here in a spot where the deer like to mill around a lot. And found this guy. First I thought it was something with a witch's broom on it, but I'm really not sure who he is. It might be that it's got a witch's broom or some other type of infection on that tree, making it look weird. I'm not sure what the hell I'm looking at. Maybe somebody else does. You know, bark and everything looks almost like a, I don't say a mountain ash or something maybe, but I'm not sure. Yeah. An odd splotchy growthed conifer over there too. Not sure what's going on. This one right here, closer in the foreground here, this is a witch hazel. That much I know. Yeah. Still uncertain on that thing. I'm going to try to get closer to that conifer over there. I think it's a pine of some sort. And check him out. I scared a rough grouse, but you kind of missed his wing beat. I was just a hair too slow on the trigger. But at any rate, the splotchy conifer here is a hemlock, actually. Looks like he's dying. I'm not sure exactly why. I'm not seeing the little fuzz balls for those egg lids. You'll see them, they look like little tufts of fuzz in the corners of the leaves. I mean, he's big, but I've seen him bigger, so I'm not thinking old age. I see a vine going up him. Looks pretty defoliated. I'm not sure what the hell's going on. Also looks like something was climbing up them and breaking branches or something. Not sure. Interesting.